Honorable Chair,
Yes, Honorable Member.
may I please address you in
Yes.
terms of Chapter 9 of the Rules Book 105, subsection 6 and 7. I don't want to be accused of racism. That is why I did not stand before. But the Honorable Minister Gordon and his Deputy Minister both spoke. Is not allowed. We raised this last week. We're raising it again. If the minister is around, the Deputy Minister shouldn't speak. So the Honorable Minister must not do it again.
Honorable Member.
Because last time I raised this, they said I was racist with
Honorable Member.
So I wanted to just clarify, Chair, that it's in the spirit of the rules that we're raising this question.
What are you raising on?
Can I just explain that I wasn't in the House when Mr. Schlengwa was speaking.
Yeah.
I got into the House as he was completing his question. I asked the Deputy Minister who was in the House to then address that point.
Okay.
So I imagine race has got nothing to do with this. Our young colleagues' imagination is really running away with him.
Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. What are you raising on, Honorable Member?
Deputy Speaker, maybe to give you clearer context is that the rule that we're talking to, says that in the absence of a minister who may respond to a statement as envisaged in sub-rule 6, the relevant deputy minister or any minister must be given an opportunity to respond on behalf of the absent minister. Now, the deputy minister speaks in the presence of the minister. We cautioned you in a previous sitting that such is not allowed. It can only be done, the deputy minister only speaks when the minister is not here. It happened with the Minister of Justice in a previous sitting, and a ruling was made that a deputy minister is not supposed to speak. So the deputy minister must really relax, and all other deputy ministers must relax. They will speak when their bosses are not here. Please, you want to be respected. You don't want to be addressed by deputies.
Honorable members. Honorable member. Order. Honorable members. Order.
Honorable Chair.
What are you raising on, Honorable Member?
No, may I please address you, Honorable Chairperson?
On what, Honorable Member?
I want to clarify. Last week when we raised the same matter, I was accused by the Honorable Kubai that she's going to write a complaint that I'm racist because I had said the Honorable Deputy Minister, who's white, is speaking when the minister is here and is black. And the minister walked out running. I was called to order that I must not raise it in terms of races. But it does pain us because the bosses are here, you know, and the deputies
Honorable
are here, they are speaking. They must
Honorable
not speak.
Ndlozi, I'd like you to take a seat.
Being racist, I'm trying to clarify that to the honorable members on the other side, that it's the rules really.
Honorable Ndlozi, take your seat. Honorable members.
Deputies don't do the same.
Honorable members, the House must take exception to this constant use and abuse of racial appellations in the conduct of our affairs. The rules, you can read them and interpret them as they state. What's wrong with you referring to deputy ministers? When you degenerate into using race as your objection, you are creating a problem. I'm just suggesting that it is not appropriate that we go that route. Honorable members, I also find it absolutely strange that where circumstances allow it, we shouldn't, in the interest of accountability, allow members of the executive to answer questions. Deputy and minister, the rules as they stand, you are correct in pointing it that way. So where evidence is sufficiently strong that we can allow those circumstances that allow it to happen, allow us presiding officers the latitude to make that decision. Our doing it is out of interest for accountability. Who it comes from, must it really matter? It matters in important ways when we are unable to get any responses. I get excited when as many ministers and their deputies are here to answer questions, ministers alone and or with their deputies. I do suggest that this matter be dealt with in the rules so that we don't come back to it for some kind of finalization so that we get guidance from this position. I would like to stop at that and allow us to proceed. Thank you very much, honorable members.
Deputy Speaker.
Yes,
we
honourable
have
member.
not given a ruling. The existing rules proscribe a deputy minister from speaking when the minister is here. That is what the rules
I
say.
have
There's no confusion about it. Don't run parliament for your own conveniences and
Honourable
try to
member.
tolerate lots of things.
Honorable member.
You must live by the rule book so that we are able to move consistently. We do not want to be confused.
No, honorable members.
As long as this rule is existent, there's no deputy minister who's going to speak when the minister is here. It's as simple as that.
Take your
And if
seat,
you want
honorable
to change
member.
the rule, you can go to change the rule. There's a process of changing the rules now. You can change that rule, then you can allow ministers and their deputies to speak here. But as far as this rule is concerned, deputy ministers must keep quiet.
Honorable
And give
member.
notes to the ministers when we are asking questions, so that the ministers are the ones who are responsible. They are not even members of cabinet, these people. They are not supposed to be here in the first place. It's an unnecessary expenditure which is just being brought here for people to speak forever, not knowing what they're talking about. So they must really shut up, please.
Honorable members.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, could I please address you on a point of order?
Yes, honorable member.
I find it, Honorable Deputy Speaker, I find it a bit irrespectable, but also unparliamentary for Honorable Member Shivambo to indicate that deputy ministers must shut up. But further on, I find it unacceptable also that Honorable Shivambo went on to say when deputy ministers addresses this August House, I mean, that doesn't show respect to members. I would like you to look into that and make a ruling on this, because I don't think this is parliamentary. Thank you.
Honorable, no.
Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, no. Honorable
Can I
members,
address you, Honorable Chair?
Let me-
respectfully.
let me do this, honorable member.
Respectfully,
Honorable Ndlozi,
Chair.
what are you
May-
raising on?
May I please address you
Yes.
respectfully, Honorable Chairperson? Honorable Chair, please, we're speaking in the best interest of the spirit of the rules. We must not be vilified when we ask honorable members to stick by the rules, including yourself, Honorable Chairperson. It is not wrong. A ruling, by the way, was made last time. It was made a ruling that was wrong. And therefore, you can't change it today just because you are afraid to say deputy ministers must supervise. Deputy ministers must sit down. It's not wrong to say when they are here, their bosses there must keep quiet. They must not speak.
Honorable Ndlozi,
And we are vilified for quoting the rules.
Honorable member, don't spoil your language.
You must rule properly, Chairperson.
No,
And
hang on.
other members of the House now, they are vilifying us for quoting the rules.
No, you are the problem. Let me explain to you what the problem is, Honorable Ndlozi. Do not raise an important point and then use abusive language to describe honorable members in the House. You degenerate into using inappropriate language and therefore creating a problem for how we should address each other. I think, honorable members, I have also said that the citing of that rule was correct. I didn't hesitate to say that because I realize it is an important thing. All I'm suggesting to you is that we are politically sensitive to the responsibilities members have asked us to do. We will stick by the rules. We will work with the rules. Many of you here in the House do not, by the way, strictly adhere to the rules. And hang on, let me explain to you. I explain my conduct and I explain the rulings I made. And I've suggested to you, go and discuss this matter in the rules so that we bring a guiding mechanism so that from here, we apply them strictly. And if you agree, honorable members, we can be very strict. And when we become very strict, it's not going to be nice. I can promise you that. We will be strict. We are operating in the interest of of a healthy political exchange in the House and not bureaucratically obstruct discussion. We will request you, if you don't, we will raise it ourselves in the Rules Committee to get guidance. This matter is closed. Thank you very much.